Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and so this is what I have worked on after yesterday. You saw me get the file folders ready and all that, but I kind of want to show you what I did. So here's the original file folder that has an opening right there. I stitched all the way down the side, stitched all the way down this side. Then I cut this file folder in half, which you saw yesterday, easy for me to say. And I decided to stitch down both sides so that it's another 2 pockets right here. And then I just used fabric to make a hinge. So we've all, I think, probably seen that, where you glue the fabric on the back, glue it onto the front, and then that way these flaps will open and close. I did make this one a little wider than I wanted to, but I think, you know, it closes up fine and it's not flopping or anything weird, so I think it'll be fine. And then I just covered the front with some eyelet lace, or yeah, that's what you call it, and some lace here and up here. This is a little bit of fabric washi just to cover the file folder right there, because I just didn't like the way it was sticking up with nothing on it. And so that's all I've done with that. So that's as far as I've gotten. And then I did take a piece of file folder and sewed it in between this old hanky that had the lace already on it. I just cut it into like a, you know, diamond sort of a shape or a square shape, and the lace is on the bottom portion. This was like the corner. And then I took another hanky and cut it the same way and just set it over the top and stitched on these 2 sides. So this is open right here, not that, you know, that matters, but I didn't want to stitch on that. So and then the manila file folder is in between just some white cotton fabric and the hanky, just because what I want to do is probably either Velcro or magnets, something. It's probably going to have to be Velcro now that I already put this lace down, but just a little dot of it. This side will be completely attached, and then it'll Velcro here, and this flap will open like that, and that's kind of what I'm thinking for that. I don't have any Velcro right now, so I'm not going to be able to do that today, but that's the plan. So I was just working on it and thought I would go ahead and turn on the camera. So if you have a project that you're doing, you can work on that. I have a little bulb pin and this really old button. I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but it's still got the thread in it, and I don't even know what kind of button that is, but it's not a new button by any means. Like, it's probably mother of pearl or something like that, because it's got a little bit of a sheen or a glint to it. My friend Denise sent me a whole bag of buttons, and it was in there, so I was going to put that on a bulb pin. And I did put a little glue on the back to hold those threads in, because I don't want to lose them. So this is the part with the point, is the back of the bulb pin. So I'm going to poke this into one of these front holes so that it'll hang, you know, with this side out. And then I think I'm going to try this little, it's a piece of lace or trim that's a bow, and then this piece. And I wanted to kind of see that rose if possible, so I think I'm going to turn it this way and poke it up here. Yeah, that's not going to do it. I'm not sure how to hang it to make the rose show. You know, everywhere I put it, it gets covered up by that. Maybe if I make it the bottom and come up here, will it show? Ah, yeah, see, there we go. The brain just had to figure it out. Sometimes that's rough. Okay, so this I'm just going to pin onto this little hanky part. And then once it's attached, you know, it'll just kind of hang on to there. If I can get a hold of this. Is it very tight? Oh, come on. I probably should have done this before I turned on the camera, obviously, but I thought you guys might want to see, you know, how easy it is to just make a cute embellishment like that, if you haven't done one before. Okay, so that will be something like that. And I might reattach that a little better. I'm afraid it's going to pull those stitches out, but Anyway, so that's that part. And I think for now I'm going to stop on this because I don't have the Velcro that I wanted. And work on the journal itself. So I'm not going to sew the pages in yet because, you know, we want to do some decorating to those. So this goes like this. And then I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, I think, is cover the front with all different fabrics. And I've got some fabrics here that are, you know, shabby sort of colors and things. This is another piece of that hanky. So I think what I'm going to do is sort of like I did on that 1920s card that I made, where I just took pieces of the fabric and put it all over, and then I'll stitch all over. So I think I'm going to do that to the whole front cover here. So I'm going to start gluing those on, and then I'll stitch them later. And you guys have seen me do this kind of stuff, so again, I understand if you fast forward or you're doing your own project, because I'm just going to start kind of cutting pieces and laying them down with just a little bit of glue. And I'm just going to use glue stick. Sorry, I keep saying today. I don't know why. I do that sometimes. Looking for this thing. I can probably just put the glue right on this, but... So I hope everybody's having a good day. We're having crazy weather. It doesn't know whether it wants to thunderstorm or just be blazing hot or what. So, but you know, we've kind of reached that time of the year, so it doesn't really surprise me. I'm actually surprised we haven't had it this hot sooner. So, and I do want to hang some of the frays up off the edge. I don't want them all perfectly below the edge. This glue works great for this project, and I am going to use some that's just, this has little tiny polka dots on it. I think I've talked about it before. You can't see them very well on camera, but they're there. Just so we're not all color. And this is just kind of a fun, simple, relaxing thing to do. But again, like I said, you've seen me do it, so if you want to fast forward, I understand that. Went to Hobby Lobby today, and that place is dangerous for me to go to. I just needed some fabrics because I don't have a lot of shabby stuff. I've got lots of other stuff, but not much in the sort of shabby look. Used it up a lot. Sounds like everybody's having crazy weather though. Seems early to me for the hurricanes, but I guess it's really not. I always feel bad for the people in hurricane areas because it seems like they just get everything sort of straightened out again and then they come again. It's crazy to me. That's one thing, we do have earthquakes and stuff like that, but it's, I mean, it's not every season, you know, you don't have it regularly. And I will save this edge because I like these little, the holes from the machine. So yeah, this is just snipping and ripping. Cover the whole thing with that on the outside, and on the inside I haven't decided yet exactly what I want to do. I'm trying to think how I want this. Maybe I'll come down here, so let's do just a little bit longer than that. And I don't have a rhyme or reason when I'm doing this. It's not like, I don't know how to quilt. I've never done that before. But if you do know how to quilt, you could make some really nice ones of these. Come up with some really pretty patterns or something. I just like this the feel of it when it's done. Actually, I think I'm going to use this light polka dot color. It's really pretty. This is my kind of sewing stuff though, because I don't have patience for patterns and things. And so if I'm going to sew anything, it has to be this type of thing where you're just piecing things and straight stitching and all that, because I just am not. I just can't do it. My daughter likes to sew though. Didn't want to rip that direction. Kind of got them all going the same direction. Maybe if I go this way, then there's that little piece. I'll pull this one down and just find a little piece of lace for right there. And see, I had some little pieces. This one's kind of got big holes, so I think I'll use some of this. And I'll cut it with my pinking shears. Get this edge off first. Maybe. No, it's not going to do it that way. Got this other piece I'm going to cut if I'm not careful. Sorry, not straight cuts for me. Yeah, these pinking shears have had it. I'm amazed they cut it all. And then if this one comes over a little, it's not a big deal. This already has the lid off, Amy. I want to thank everybody for all your great comments about the new Digi. It was fun to make that one. We did have a few struggles because those images were so light, those watercolors. And I probably should have picked something darker, but I just loved them. I liked their faces are just so sweet. And all the different 1800 gowns on and stuff, I just really liked it, so. But I made my son's life difficult trying to get the color up so that, you know, you could see him. He got contact lenses yesterday. That's an interesting thing for someone to learn. When you're not, like, I think it might be a little bit easier sometimes for girls to do that if they do makeup. If they don't do makeup, then it's going to be hard, but you're used to having things come up to your eyes, and he was not, and so that's always a very hard thing to learn to do. And I don't know really how to tell him. I mean, I've put contacts in because I worked for an eye doctor for a while, and so I would wear the color ones, you know, to like show people what they look like and stuff like that. And I know how to put them in, but trying to tell somebody else how to do it is hard to do. So, but he got it today, so I'm glad. It's like you just touch your eye, you know, just touch your eye. And that's not an easy thing to do. Sounds easy in theory. But I knew he could figure it out. He just had to relax enough to do it, which is, again, mind over matter. So, save that solid edge for sure. These are really pretty. I got these at, these are the ones I got at Hobby Lobby. I didn't get all of them, because, like, I had that one and that one, and that one, and that one. Going for that really sort of shabby chic, shabby vintage, whatever anybody wants to call it, sort of look. Just all different sizes of fabric, and this is just something I made up based on, you know, like Rachel at Roxy Creations was covering stuff in fabric, whole pieces and all that, and it just sort of, and somebody could have done this, I have no idea, but I just started playing with it, and I really like the way it feels when it's all done. This one's got a little bit of purple. I think I'll take this one down this way. And then I end up with a million strings, but those are good to do those little like string kind of cluster things on tags and stuff if you want, like I did on that sewing journal. Piece of this up at the top. This piece with the rose. I'll end up using all of it, but just I'm going to use that one. So something I am going to need to do, and Samantha, my friend Samantha is the one who brought it up. I do need to probably do a call out here soon for design team members, and so I will come on with more information about that, but that's something that will be coming up shortly. I just have quite a few digis now, and you know, it's hard for me to get the message out all by myself, you know, so people know about them. That's always the tricky part with doing these things. Like, you want to sell it, but you don't want to drive people crazy telling them every time and all that. So, and there's other things that I want to work with too besides just my digis, so, because I like a lot of other people's stuff too. So that's something that will be coming up. Probably within the week. I'll try to get that, like dates and all that, but if you guys want to be thinking about that, if anybody's interested, that would be awesome. And I don't know a ton about design teams even. I've never been on one, but from what I gather, like, I would provide you with one digi of my digi kits a month, and then you would make something with it. And you don't have to make a journal. Like, a lot of places I think want you to make a journal. You don't have to make a whole journal. Just, you know, you can use it however you want, however you would use something, a different digi or whatever that you have. And then do like a video or like post pictures on Facebook or Instagram and all that. And Facebook really would be great if anybody has a Facebook account, because I don't. So I would like to get, you know, some of my stuff out on Facebook more. And I do have my friend Michelle gave me some of these fabrics that she does some stuff, but she's super busy because she works full time and all that, so she doesn't always have time to do that. So yeah, and then it would be like a 6-month thing, and you'd have to be, you know, able to do something each month. I don't want to have people do it if they don't have time to do it. So yeah, just be thinking about that, and then I'll come back and give dates and all that. I never thought I would need a design team for sure, but I understand why it is a necessity, because it's just really hard to get your info out there. And people interested in it and all that. And it just helps when people see something made with the papers. Because I know sometimes I look at things and I'm like, I don't know what I would do with that. Then you see somebody do something with it and it's like, oh yeah. Something like, even if you do something entirely different, sometimes it just sparks that whole creative thing, which is awesome. So that's what I need, some people to spark some interest. I need to tear this before I do this. Oh my goodness. I'm not great at this fabric tearing thing. This is kind of weird. This was in their clearance bin, and I think I know why, because it's really thin, which I would see for summer. That's a nice thing. But it's kind of strange cutting it and everything. It has a weird, like, texture almost. Go this way. No, not long enough that way. And then it wants to curl up on you. Come this way. Talking to my fabric now. So yeah, this is probably a lot like watching paint dry for you guys. I am sorry. What I might do is turn it off, and then I'll come back and show you, and then do something else, because I'm sure you're bored out of your minds now. I think you get the idea. That's what I'm going to do with this. So I'll do that. I'll turn off the camera and I'll finish putting the fabric on. I'll stitch it and I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. I'll be back. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. I still haven't stitched. An hour and a half later, by the way, so be really happy that I turned the camera off. So I decided to do the flaps as well. So this one will be the inside of the journal, the pocket. I think I'm going to put this eyelet on the inside, but I'm going to wait until I do all the stitching. That way I can cover that up. And then it'll fold like this, and this will come in like this. And of course some of these laces are wonky right now because they're not stitched down yet. But that's the plan. So I did all the fabric, and then I just took bits of trim, lace, and rickrack, and there's a little bit of pink rickrack, and I just kind of placed it in different spots. And there's really no rhyme or reason. It's not like I'm doing anything specific. It is helpful if you've missed it, like if you have a piece of fabric that's not quite long enough or whatever. But yeah, so that's that. Now I'm going to go stitch it and I'll be back. Hi everybody. Been another hour. You know, you do these projects and you think, oh, this will be easy. I'll just throw this together and no problem. And like 4 hours later, ta-da! But anyways, I mean, I really like the way it came out for sure. But you can see all the stitches better on this side almost than, I mean, you can see them, but through the camera, it's probably easier to see on there. But so that's, oopsie. See, my light is like down here. So when I bring it up too high, it messes it up. You can just see all the little spots and, you know, laces, and I stitched pretty much all over. I mean, there's a few places I didn't stitch, but for the most part it's all been stitched. The one issue is that this lace that I put down the middle, I was trying to kind of glue it a little bit because it wants to stick out weird when I close this. So what I might end up doing is taking a piece of this and coming down these sides, front and back, just to, because that was just a really thin piece of lace, and you can see it, it wasn't like obviously completely in the middle, and even if it was, I think it would still stick up weird. I got some glue on there. But yeah, other than that, I'll fix that. This will be glued down. This will be the flap. And I haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna make that close, but I will continue to work on this. So, oh, I know what I wanted to do. I never showed you guys the finished product of this that we did the other day. So I wanted to show you, I did this journaling card, and I'll probably list this in my shop, hopefully, probably tomorrow. And when you open it, I just did some collages of stuff. And then the vellum is here, a little antique. And then I made a journaling card for in there as well with the little fabric flippy thing. I might cut that down just a teeny bit. It seems kind of floppy, but I don't know. And then this goes right in here. And then I didn't do anything on the back because, like I said, I would glue it down. But if you didn't want it glued down, you could definitely glue some like paper over that to have it. But so that was the finished product on that. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome evening, and if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Talk later. Bye bye.